Alright, good day, folks. Buenos dias, bonjour, bonjour. There's lots to talk about with VeChain. We have broken all-time highs, but we are correcting. Will the previous all-time highs from around 6 cents hold as support? In this video, I'm going to run through some tactical analysis, talk about what I see happening both short-term and long-term. So, if you'd like to sound that, I want to ask you to please do me a favor and do yourself a favor. Like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. So, quite a few things to talk about, but right off the bat, I think I want to mention what I now believe is the most valid support level for VeChain moving forward. That being the 50 exponential moving average on the daily, because it has been the most reactive support level thus far through our pumpage. So we can see here last time we pump dump, found support 50 simple moving exponential moving average on the daily. Pump dump, we found support there. Pump dump, we found support there continually. So this is a very, very relevant support range going forward. Now, we did break above all-time highs, but we seem to be struggling to get above. We can see based off this wick and this candle bot here, if we just extend a resistance line, we can see how as soon as we touch this resistance line, that is where we got rejected. Now, I've been noticing something with VeChain, which is VeChain loves forming bull and bear traps. It loves faking people out. Over here, it seemed ready to break out of this ascending triangle, but it broke out, then fell right back down, then broke below key support, and only after breaking below key support did it pump. So, VeChain loves to shake out the weak hands and fake people out. So, will we hold 6 cents? Well, that's an open question. Let's take a look at our indicators to try and get a sense of what is going on. Let's pull up VUSDT and let's see what's going on. So let's take a look here at the daily to get a sense of what the daily's saying. Daily, oh, look at this, folks. The daily is starting to look weak on VeChain. Histogram on the MACD taken down. Weighted MACD looks like it might have a bearish crossover. Stochastic RSI, bearish crossover in the overbought territory. Very bad news bears, very no bueno as well. Ooh. Look at this, folks. The bad news bears are in town because we have gotten a lower high in our side paired with a higher high in price action on a macro time frame. This is very, very bearish. Whenever we get a lower high in our side paired with a higher high in price action, especially on a macro scale like the daily, it's telling us the upward momentum is running out of steam. Very bad news bears. I think best case we maintain above 6 cents. But let's keep looking here. Let's take a look at the 12. So the daily does look bearish. 12-hour histogram on the way down, weighted MACD on the way down, stochastic RSI on the way down, and regular RSI overbought on the way down. It all looks very bad news bears. Ooh, bearish crossover on the 6-hour. We might get it. Ooh, we got the bearish crossover on the 4-hour MACD. Yeah, everything looks bearish so far. All the larger time frames look bearish. Let's take a look at the 2 hours, not even strong at all. And then the 1 hour is not even that strong. Let's finish up with the half hour is the only thing that's holding some strength. So folks, I think the only thing keeping VeChain alive for the moment is maintaining above 6 cents. In the short term, I think I absolutely love VeChain as a long-term hold, and I think VeChain, we haven't seen anything yet with VeChain. I think VeChain over the long term is ready to explode, but we're just talking about the short term here for a sec. Over the short term, if we cannot maintain above 6 cents in this key fib level here, the 786, I do think we're probably going to go for that further leg down and retest some of these previous support ranges. We can see here how kind of the 5.5 was price reactive off these wicks here and here and here. So I think that's kind of our first leg down if we cannot hold 6 cents as well. Aside from that, I'd say find kind of 5.3 to 5.1 here. We can see there's a nice peak in volume here, some previous price reactive zones, and that's where we have our 618 golden pocket ratio. So I think falling down to this level here around the 5.3 is probably likely if we cannot hold 6 cents, and perhaps retesting this green support line here again. And ultimately, I think the 50 exponential moving average on the daily is the most important support zone moving forward. And again, let's say we do break down, I would honestly at this point expect VeChain to break down below critical support, where you would think it would be, ready to crash and burn and the sky's falling, and only after then it would pump, because again, VeChain loves to fake people out. Look, so We were in this ascending triangle. We broke out bullishly. It was a fake out. Then we broke down, broke below critical support. And it wasn't until we broke past critical obvious support where then only after then did we pump. So could something similar happen this time, or this is going to kind of be a bull trap where, it looks like we're breaking previous all-time highs, we're ready to explode, and nope, we go back down, we mess around these ranges, maybe we break below this critical support range here, and only after we break below critical support, then we pump. Or whenever we touch the 50 exponential moving average on the daily, that would probably be a very good spot to dollar cost average your way into VeChain. So folks, the macro timeframes, they look very bearish for VeChain. So you may get an opportunity to place some buy orders at the 50 exponential moving average on the daily. So if you're looking to get into VeChain, dollar cost your way more into VeChain, I would keep a keen eye out for the 50 exponential moving average on the daily. Wherever that happens to be, that is where I would be placing my buy orders. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. So let's further take a look at the VeChain Bitcoin pairing, because we're getting rejected off a range that was predicted. So folks, like I said, you got to follow the channel, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell to be notified of new uploads. So we found rejection exactly where predicted. The question is, will this green zone here that was previously acting as support, since we've broken above, previously acting as resistance, but since we've broken above, it will now act as support. Will that hold as support? That is the key question. So will we do something like this, where we fall back down, retest this region, if we can hold this as support and this green line here as support, and then go for that leg up and then break up? Once you break out of this region here, I think that is the cue that we see bullish continuation in the price action for VeChain. But I do not think that is likely, to be honest, because every time frame looks very bearish for VeChain. Now, let's take a look at the VeChain Ethereum pairing. And again, if I didn't mention it, it's very important, I find, to look at the pairings, because the pairings with Bitcoin and Ethereum can often act as a leading indicator, and can you can oftentimes anticipate hidden bullish and bearish divergence by looking at the pairing. So I do find them very helpful. Now, we are gaining on VeChain versus Ethereum, but we're right up against significant resistance levels. So I've highlighted some price ranges that are above us and will act as resistance moving forward. So we have a bunch of very strong resistance levels all above us with the VeChain Ethereum pairing, as well with Bitcoin. Here, if we zoom out a bit, we can see how this range here was reactive, as well as this range here. So very probably more important to look at is the Bitcoin pairing, because I bet you, I don't know this for sure, I have to look it up, but it probably has more trading volume. So this might be the more relevant pairing to look at moving forward. Again, this is the key resistance area. If we start to break above this, I think that should be the cue that VeChain, the US dollar value of VeChain, could see bullish continuation. And again, it's always important to follow Bitcoin and Ethereum. They lead the market. Whatever they do will have an effect on the rest of the market. So it's always important to also follow the Bitcoin dominance chart, because this is essentially like a gauge, a temperature check of what the altcoins can do. For those who don't know, Bitcoin dominance is the total value of Bitcoin in comparison to the total value of all cryptocurrency. Whenever it rises, altcoins typically suffer. Whenever it falls, altcoins typically benefit. And it is Bitcoin dominance is very interestingly flirting with the 60% range. This is a very significant historical range for Bitcoin. If we can start to get below the 60 percentile range in Bitcoin dominance and start to get daily candles close below it, that is a very bullish sign that the altcoins have gas in their tank to continue pumping. If we start moving into this green range here, but specifically, even when we start to fall below this range here in 57.5% Bitcoin dominance, I think that is when we see the altcoins truly start to fly and go for that next leg up in the scale of what we saw back in August. This is the key level to look out for. So this is always a good chart to look at to try and gauge what the altcoins are going to do. If we start to rally, again, it's going to place the dampers on the altcoins such as VeChain. So as well, in terms of long-term price predictions, nobody knows for sure, but I like to say 50 cents to $1 for VeChain over the long term. It makes some sense, but I do not know that for sure. Nobody knows for sure how high these coins are going to go. It is very hard to try and understand price targets over the long term, but I think it is much more easy to understand when this market is likely to reach some kind of top this cycle. And I do think Bitcoin is likely to reach its top late September, and VeChain and the altcoins are likely to reach their top roughly a month after Bitcoin, because if we look at the last cycle, Ethereum and the altcoins reached their peak roughly a month after Bitcoin. So I'd imagine something similar maybe has a good chance of happening this time around. So come August, September, October, that is when I'm going to be looking to scale out, sell slowly out of my long-term positions, regardless of price. So whether VeChain's at 5 cents, 10 cents, 50 cents, or $1, come August, September, October, November, every week or every 2 weeks, whatever it may be, I'll start selling slowly. And just how you can dollar cost average your way in on the dips, I plan on dollar cost averaging my way out on the peaks near the end, or at least when some kind of end is likely to happen with the market. And if you want to know why specifically I'm saying late September with Bitcoin and a month after with the altcoins, join our Discord. In our resources section, I have posted a chart by Trading Shot, which does a very good job of breaking down the Bitcoin cycles. Bitcoin moves in these 4-year cycles because of the halvings. Every roughly 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin produced gets cut in half. And so that's the whole thing that's been driving these entire boom and bust cycles. And based off the previous halving we've had, the last halving, Bitcoin is likely, very likely in my opinion, to reach some kind of peak late September this year. So that's, August, September, October, November. I'll be scaling out slowly over time. How heavy you scale out, I think it's just a matter of personal taste. If you want to be, safer, you probably scale out, or, again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just kind of thinking out loud about what I would do if let's say I didn't want to be as risky. Then I would look to scale out a bit heavier, in August, September. Let's say I wanted to be more risky and maybe try and catch some of the last parabolic price action of the cycle. Then I would be looking to scale out more heavily, late September, more so in October. So that's going to be the approach I'm taking, folks. So if anything interesting further happens with VeChain, we'll definitely be talking about it on this channel. So do not forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon notified of new uploads, and I'll leave y'all with this. If and when we can start to hold above 7 cents, I'd say 6.8 to about 7 cents. If and when we can start to hold above that, I think our next major impulse takes us above 9 cents. So I hope we get the opportunity to buy VeChain at cheaper prices, because I think VeChain is a great long-term hold. If we start to break below these regions, I would definitely be looking to buy some more VeChain. But that's just me, folks, and I'll leave you all with this. For those who don't know, it's funny if you're sticking around this long and you don't know what VeChain is. But for those who don't know, I'll explain. VeChain aims to improve supply chains and logistics through tracking on the blockchain. Already has a massive partnership, so it's already it's partnered with some Danish dam company recently, but it already has large partnerships with BMW, Walmart, China. So VeChain has one of the best use cases I've ever heard of, improving supply chains and logistics through tracking on the blockchain. And it already has real-world partnerships, folks. VeChain's a no-brainer, in my opinion. I could see VeChain being a top 20, top 10 cryptocurrency, potentially one day, but, I could be wrong as well. Regardless, I think VeChain, great fundamentals. I think has a good chance of doing very well over the long term. So, folks, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, take care.